Hey guys, how's it going? It is Wednesday, January 7th, and I had a little ripple show up. I was in my late at night, tuning back in my ritual, and I had something show up in the subtle bodies. And so I wanted to offer just a little bit of guidance when these experiences pick up in our own journey and what we can do about it. We're going to keep it as simple as possible. There will be a little bit of energy work in this. And so consent is important. I already recorded this video, but I'm going to re-record it again because consent is important. So if you choose to receive clearings and demonstrations from this video or any form of guidance, um, within or out loud, consent to this experience. And then once we're done, we will formally close out all consent in regards to this, and we'll close it out properly. And this is going to be all in sacred ceremony. So, a lot of this is reclaiming our inner sanctuary. So, I had an experience actually pop up um, just as I was going through my meditation process. Well, in the outer bodies, there was this concern of being taken down, right? Like this thing coming in and kind of, dismantling or dissolving powers. And a lot of these are the fear and controlled narratives and timelines that show up, especially in regards to male and masculinity. Those wounds of someone coming in and taking us down, someone coming in and taking away our power, whatever. And these are things that can be really, really old, ancient wounds. Some of them are still ancestral. And I say ancestral because it's ancestral connected even to the celestial forms of our ancestors. So ancient star tribes, right? There are certain race groups who are connected to these things, and these are the things that I still face. But it's also something that's actively occurring, especially when we have a lot globally shifting. Um, and for myself, it was stuff that I was seeing in regards to fears of like, as we're in our light, something will happen to us as we're standing in our purpose or in our journey or we're in our career, something will occur. When we're at home, someone's going to kick down the door. Concern being taken away from our own home, taking away from our relationships, those kinds of things. These are the things that can occur because there's still active war scenarios that are playing out in the controlled timelines here on planet Earth, and it's affecting, especially since we are in this like really big, especially in the United States, we're going through a lot of cleanup stuff. And so there are people that are getting, kicked out of America right now. And those ancestral shadows or those astral shadows can still come through and kind of bleed into these trajectories. And so this one was hitting my left kidney and my left spleen. So there's a lot of trapped emotion to go into with this clearing. But essentially, I wanted to bring in a form of subtle body inner home, inner dwelling, inner sanctuary reclamation. So we can dial in, we can feel safe, and from that space, receive our clarity and go from there. Because once again, this isn't about just bypassing, right? So when the astral shadow shows up, or the entity shows up, or the energy is showing, it's showing because we attracted that. So when we are, the thing here is that at times, as we're asking these things to leave, to ask ourselves is as we're asking this to leave, are we exiling ourselves? Right? Because this is not about feeling like you can just get things out and you don't have to do the work. No, we're still going to have to do the work, which means we're going to have to face our emotions. We're going to have to look at why we're attracting these things, what's going on. The idea here is to get to a space of inner clarity. So, from that space of clarity, we can feel safe to do the inner work. So, this is not meant to be a bypass. It's also not meant to be a savior thing. It's actually meant to be an inner guide of reclamation of our inner dwelling. Okay. So take a moment to just breathe in to the crystalline core of Mother Earth, grounding stabilized to her fifth dimensional and higher frequency, thanking her for her source aligned presence, calling this in and this now. And as we're reestablishing this connection to her crystal diamond light core, to our earth core, taking a moment to thank Mother, Father God, Mother, Father Creator from within, activating and anchoring our soul, our solar light, our light body into this present moment, thanking the highest form of benevolence for assisting us. So now let's take a moment to just reclaim our inner power, reclaim our own inner dwelling, reclaiming our own inner peace, our own inner freedom, and reclaiming our own inner light. I reclaim my home in this now. I reclaim my life in this now. I reclaim my light, my stability, my own energy from all these experiences, past, present, and future, that affect my sacred space, that affect my sense of security, that affect my safety, or that affect my overall pathway. I call back freedom and sovereignty to all times, spaces, and places in which it is needed for my own higher self and highest form of benevolence to return. And I ask that we clear all old guardians and control narratives from all timelines and just sweep through the field, calling in our monadic adjustment and our monadic selves to assist in this reclamation of power and love to our true spiritual future, one we are deeply connected to our highest aspects, one where we are taken care of by the cosmos. And just settling into this heart. So there's a lot of active war timelines that can be played in. And a lot of these are bifurcations, right? 3D, 5D splits. They're dimensional wars that are still occurring, which require a lot of shielding when we're going through that. I too have activated dimensional spaces where I've chosen to put shields up. So I'm not facing this kind of like collateral damage of collective stuff that I have to no longer continue to take on. But also too is making sure that we are, clearing any attachments to any guides, beings, or groups or collectives that are inciting war, trauma, drama onto our civilization, that are, simulating holographic realities, that are propagating controlled outcomes and controlled timelines and controlled narratives, and really inviting back in our peace, our sense of safety, and our sovereignty, but also that space of inner clarity in which we can come in and love that which has been compromised in the journey, but opening up to source aligned compassion all the way down and through our feet. So take a moment to just breathe right into the Earth Star chakra. So the Earth Star chakra is about 6 inches to a foot, you say, below our feet. So let's just tune into the Earth Star chakra. So it's this kind of like wonderful maroon and brown color. The crystal I work with the Earth Star chakra is bronzite a lot. Let's just go connect to the Earth Star and reclaim our sense of feeling safe here on planet Earth. And let's just gently love ourselves, especially if there's any form of PTSD from war scenarios, war wounds. Yeah, if this is something that's really hard to deal with, please keep coming back to this message and experience and invite in hope for your journey, hope for your future, right? Hope for your reality and for your life stream to improve and to get better. A reminder that you are the sacred medicine and you are the sacred warrior, right? Your heart is cared for, like you are loved, you're deeply respected, you're deeply honored. Your home is where you are, and your domus is important, right? Like your home, your sense of safety. Reconcile peace and balance from within this, because the other thing too is there is this ping pong match of like revenge that can occur, especially if we're upset. So, asking that we have safe space, right, to go into that sacred fire, to purge our anger, to purge the belief systems, to release ourselves from the traumas. But also too is to propagate the highest aligned outcome for ourselves, where we get the support as well, which means money, resources, people, healers, even if this is like therapists and proper institutions, like may we be lovingly guided on the journey to heal this for ourselves and to release these wounds and to eventually also release the armor. But for those of who need it, right, we'll call them the armor of God. Right? I want to thank Master Yeshua and to the Christed mothers and grandmothers and fathers that assist us in our journey to reclaim our spirit, to reclaim our soul, and to assist us in our life path, to assist us in our ascension pathway. So if there are any guides, groups, or beings, right, that are ready to cross, we're going to ask them now to go back to their purpose, place. You are healed, you're whole, you are loved, you are also forgiven. So we ask you to just go back to your place in this now. Thank you. So let's just go ahead and settle back into our own etheric container, which is your torus. Just kind of tune back in. Say thank you to our home. Thank you to our peace. Thank you to our fields. So let's just take a moment. We're going to do a little field work here. We're just taking a moment to just reconnect to our subtle layers. I'm just going to go ahead and just clear the auric field for the subtle bodies. Safe and organic landing zone. Feel beautiful. So we're just going to bring Christos, Mother, Father, Creator through. Just help to seal any fractures, impairments, any holes in the auric field and in our subtle bodies. And just clear our etheric natis, our energetic templating system, a greater expanded version. Always working with the highest form of benevolence. And if you want to join me here, just open up your heart really wide so you can source your own alignment with this. Open up your heart really wide and just bring, we're going to reconnect our palm chakras to our heart chakra. Give us a moment to just breathe in this space, bringing in the trinity of this equation. Should be left and right palm to the heart and just breathe. We're going to pulsate these chakras to open, expand, clear, and to reconnect in this now. Thank you, Mother Earth, thank you, Gaia, thank you, Source. Okay, now just start running your hands through. If your hands don't open up right away, it's okay if you don't feel them. It's all good. Take a moment to just clear out your auric field. Let your heart do the work, right? So your own self-source, self-aligned, self-aligned love to come through, to clear the field, to heal. And any just goes through the auric field, all your subtle bodies. And then take that moment to just expand, fill up your entire home, entire room. Take a moment to just take this out 1,500 feet. Expand your city, expand your state. See this is a perfect place to live. Sending love to your country, your continent, and just expand all the way out to the outer edges of the globe. You want to take one further? Go all the way out to the stars, all the way out to your celestial families. And just breathing, grounding in the divine presence of you in your room, in your space, in your place, in your time, wherever you're at. Returning all the way back into your center point. So imagine your heart line connected, the center point, deeply connected to the Earth star, connecting to the Earth core, and connecting that heart line all the way up your ascension column, lighting up the ascension column, connecting back to soul, oversoul, monad, source, beyond. Thanking to our masters, angels, guides, guardians, and to the self, creator, God, I am presence. Thanking them for this assistance. Thank you us for our journey and for our alignments. And let's just return back to our own divine alignment, our own life path, and our deep sacred connection to source, to Gaia, to return back to our journey. So this is just kind of like a quick demonstration of things that we can do because, yeah, there are times in which we can feel a lot going on. And I know for myself, a lot of this can happen, especially if we have a lot of the astral stuff going on, right? Because that's what fourth dimension is, as we're kind of like trajectory shifting from from lower density matter form to higher density, ether, higher density matter in our own journey, our chakras can go through a lot, right? Our chakras can go through a lot. And so, one thing that I've been finding a lot with our sense of safety is that really deep ruby red root chakra work. And here's why. In the light worker community, we still have, differences of opinion and experiences, especially in regards to money. So we have financial system shifts. Beyond all this, we still have wars of worlds that occur in fourth dimension that are a part of that 3D, 5D split and that those bifurcated timelines. And also, too, is we have a lot in regards to our own sense of personal safety in our own home, in our own auric field, and ways we can shield. Heart chakra is the best way to get your heart chakra wide open. And that really beautiful. If you want to use emerald, if you want to use diamond, use gold, you have an entire spectrum of light here at the heart. Coming back to the heart, expanding wide through the field, and just keeping that there. That's going to be your best shield overall. There's other ways too. There's people that work with, the heart shielding. There's the 12D shielding. Either way is about what it is to get to a space of reconnection in our own home, in our own dwelling, in our own sacred sanctuary from within. So if you go within, come back to peace within our own consciousness, peace from the observation of how, and we can see from a different outlook. Because when we're crunched and we're small and we feel like we're being taken advantage of or bombarded, so fear can come in. So this helps us to open up, get our expansion, call our angel wings back online, right? Get that really beautiful, masterful, Christic, I am present, source aligned, purified heart back online, and allow this thing to just kind of pump through as you can be your higher angelic self and feel like you can get better acquainted with yourself from a space of clarity. So we don't have to keep playing in these densified realms and realities that play these things out. Sometimes they're ripples, right? So as as the masses do what they do, sometimes we have collective shadow, collective ripples, and collective egregore that does what it does. So this is just creating a safe and sacred space to return back to us, to return back to love, to call back our power, to call back our energy, to call back our experience so it can feel safe and clear to actually do the work. So once again, this isn't about bypass. This isn't about always expecting someone to save us, but this is how we get to a place of clarity so we have all the tools and resources to get life done and to face what we need to face so we no longer attract these things, but so we can clear it from our mental body, from our emotional body, from our physical body, so we can reclaim what purity is on our highest available timeline, our highest available pathway that exists in this now moment. It's always existed in this now moment. But sometimes the illusions of fear and the density can get in the way. So this is just a moment to kind of declutter the energy, get back to our own senses, and reclaim our sovereignty, start over brand new, whole new way. So, these are things that are happening. There's just been a lot. It's been really noisy, in my own collective, in my own trajectory, because yeah, we are in a movement and in a shift. And sometimes these realities can get noisy. So this gives us an opportunity to reclaim our love, reclaim our experience, kind of disconnect from what was so we can unify at a different space, right? So we're going to go ahead and close this out with a thank you. Aho, Samotic B. So call back your energy, call back your power, call back your life force, and reclaim your space as yours. Right? As we clear all consent from all dimension spaces, realities, and portals, right? Clear all access. I have no access to you. You're back to you. You are sealed. You are fortified. You are loved. You are held. You are honored by God, Creator Source, by the divine intelligence that works with us from our higher light guides and higher light beings, so we can have our space, so we can have our sanctuary, so we can have our home, and can feel better being just as we are. So have fun, play, meditate, rest, relax, do whatever it is that assists you feel good being just as you are. And whenever you need this, feel free to return back to this resource. And with that, I'll see you guys in another moment of Venmo. Namaste. So